Hi, I'm Gerald Wessels. I'm with Wessels Realty Team. We're looking at a series that I've entitled 30 Real Estate Questions in 30 Days. And we're going to deal with a very important issue or topic today, and that is due diligence. I'm going to give you 6 things that you really need to know about due diligence. And a few of these are more specific to the seller, some of them are more specific to the buyer. But stay tuned as we look at these 6 very, very important steps. Well, you're all excited. When you put that offer in on the house, one of the things that you're going to be asking for are a number of days of due diligence. Well, what does due diligence really mean? Well, it's kind of mixed up with that whole theory of caveat emptor, the idea of let the buyer beware. It's mainly to level the field. The person who owns that house has had it for 10 or 20 or 30 years, but you're stepping into this negotiation period. You're getting ready to make an offer on a house. And we're trying to level the field where this buyer knows something about what he or her are getting ready to purchase. And so there is a stipulation here that the buyer has a certain number of days. Now, a lot of times under a normal market condition, it's 10 to 14 days. But, in these very aggressive times, sometimes it's been much shorter. But we're going to talk about that number of days. And I want to remind you that due diligence is a part of that negotiation phase as well. So even the number of days can be negotiated. And sometimes when there's a problem or an issue, sometimes there can be a request to extend those days as well. So what are 6 ways or 6 steps that we need to know about the due diligence period? Well, number 1, let's talk about time, baby. Well, whenever one of my buyers puts an offer on a house, the first thing that I tell them is, you got to get after it. Because here's the idea. When you select an inspection company, they may not be able to come out that day. In fact, most likely they won't. There's going to be a little bit of a lag time. So then they're going to come out, and then hopefully you're dealing with an inspection company that gets that report back to you very quickly. The one that I deal with a lot gets it back that very evening. But sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And then when you look at that inspection report, and let's just say there might be something concerning to you, you may need to talk to a contractor. So the whole point is, it is important that you immediately try to get your inspection done as soon as possible so you have enough time to work through the issues that you think might be there, and you're able to negotiate everything with the other side of the deal. It's very important time-wise that this is done quickly. Number 2, if you're the seller, you need to let them see the house. I understand it's been your home, but you're selling this home to some people who want to know about your home before they pay, in a lot of circumstances, a whole lot of money. And so they want to feel like they know about your house and that you haven't covered up anything. And yes, they might look at the seller's property disclosure or some other disclosure you might have, but allow them to have the flexibility to look at your house and feel comfortable with that purchase they're getting ready to make. Then number 3, let's talk about how this agreement process takes place. Now, there may be other things, but this is what I tell all of my clients. There's like 4 different ways that we can deal with these due diligence items, like if you're on the seller side and somebody's asking about them. First, the seller might say, okay, we'll just do them all. Sometimes that happens. Secondly, sometimes, like in this market, the seller might say, no, I don't want to do any of them. Of course, all that can jeopardize the deal, of course. The third response is the buyer and seller negotiate on which items really need to be done and which items don't need to be done. I always tell both my buyers and sellers, you need to think about what do you want done in order for you to buy this house? Oftentimes, if it's a resale, and even on brand new homes, which need to be oftentimes inspected as well, they're not perfect. And so there's going to be unperfect things probably with your home. But what things do you want done in order to purchase this house? And then number 4, sometimes the buyer might just ask for a reduction in price, and they might fix the items themselves. Number 4, and you're going to see this is a recurring theme with a lot of these videos with me, just have a good attitude. Once again, you will be surprised sometime if you're on the seller side what things the buyer asks for you to take care of. If you're the buyer, you may have something your significant other wants done and you don't think it's very important, but they think it's very important. And so my point is, never be surprised on either side what they might want done in order to purchase this house. And once again, just come with a good attitude. I learned this early on in sales. Somebody wants to sell a house, somebody wants to buy a house. Let's get it done and see what needs to be done in order to make both sides as happy as possible. Number 5, remember that if this happens to be a government loan, there may be an additional inspection that comes later. Yes, sometimes government loans have an additional inspection, and there may be some things they require to be done before they will write or do the loan on this particular house. As I was preparing for this presentation, I was amazed that I almost missed the most important thing that I wanted to say about due diligence. And so it was originally a 5-point talk, and now it's a 6-point. And the 6th point is the most important point. And that is, if you are the buyer, this is your personal protection in buying this house. So when I'm a real estate agent and I'm dealing with one of my buyers, I always suggest 2 or 3 different companies, and I say, hey, you need to, now not all inspection companies are equal. I promise you that. However, this is your personal protection. And so you need to go to somebody that you feel comfortable with, that's very well qualified, because this is what is going to basically tell you the important things about your house that you're getting ready to buy. And so, yes, it is so important that you get a great inspection company. In fact, I would just say this is not an area you want to scrimp. This is not an area you want to go cheap on. You want an excellent inspection company. Now, like in all my videos, I hope that if you have a question as you watch this video, that you either put it in the comments below or you just text me. I may not know the answer, but I'll find out somebody who does. None of this is to be construed as legal advice. If you have a legal question, you need to talk to your real estate agent, or you need to talk to a real estate attorney. Find that out from them directly. And you know the scoop by now. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe, you can like the button, hit the like button, and you can also hit the bell button so that you'll be notified when 28 more of these real estate videos come out. Remember also that I help people buy, sell, invest in residential and commercial real estate, and I refer people to places all around the world for their real estate needs. And until then, I will see you in the next real estate video.